New information, this severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. Warning, a new special marine warning has been issued. New information, this special marine warning has been updated.
What the? How was I? You know what's crazy, guys? You know what's crazy? I've been muted on YouTube the whole time. Luckily, I haven't been streaming for that long. I've only been on for like 10 minutes. But how is my volume? How is my mic working on TikTok, but not on YouTube when I'm streaming through OBS, which is going to YouTube? It's so weird. I guess because TikTok Studio has its own mic input. So it's not using the input through OBS. I think it's using the input. Yeah, I guess because it's using the separate input. I gotta stop. I need to, you know what I do, guys, all the time is I mute my mic in OBS. All I have to do to mute my mic is this. Watch. This is all I have to do to mute my mic. And I would never have these problems again. This is all I have to do. La la la. See? So why do I mute my mic in OBS? Literally just tap it. And then I'll never be muted in YouTube again. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop muting my mic in OBS. I'm just going to mute it like... I'm so dumb. Thanks, Leanne. Ay, ay, ay. And I wonder why no one watches me on YouTube. Probably because I'm always... because I'm always muted. Holy crap. No, seriously, guys. Next week, middle of the week, this is a severe weather setup. Significant severe weather setup. Let's go with the 850 millibar. Spiciness, including for Minnesota. Way up north there. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. Yeah, I mean, this is outbreak potential. You never tell if you're going to get an outbreak. There's a lot of timing that needs to, happen. But this whole region right here. And it would probably push out a little bit farther east. Super, super, super southerly. Southwesterly into that... southeasterly into that westerly flow up at the 500 millibar. Let's see what the dew points and everything are looking like on the Euro. You already know they're going to be high. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You're up in the 70s in Iowa. Almost 70 dew point in Minneapolis. Potential really nice dry line setup too up there. South Dakota into Nebraska. Triple point. See that? So, wow. Wow, and then potentially another setup. Okay, so let's go into the instability too. I got to see this. Sorry, I'm gonna answer questions. I'm just looking at this for the first time, the updated Euro. Watch this instability. Look at that. Look at that through Tornado Alley. All the way up into South Dakota. We're pushing what, 5,000 joules per kilogram up in South Dakota? Surface? Or that's most unstable. Oh my gosh. What a sounding. Cape wise. And dew point. I mean, look at this. Dew point riding up the temperature pretty well too. Yeah. Next week. We need to pay attention. What's the GFS doing? I wonder if the GFS is being more aggressive. Well, the GFS sees it too. The GFS actually sees a multi-day event. Look at this. Big time. 6,100 joules per kilogram Cape, Eastern Kansas. Oh, Lord. Big one. Big one. This is worrying me. They both see this happening up here. You could have some... We could end up having a moderate focus up in Minnesota, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska region. Let me look at one more thing. What's our dew points doing on here too? I want to look at a couple. Look at our dew points on the GFS. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that potential dry line setup way up north. That's crazy. And let's go look at our 500. Big. Wow, look at this. I don't know. This is even sketchier from the GFS. This would be a huge risk zone. At least potentially. This is a model. And then, see, the GFS then wants a couple more days of some bad weather out here through the Ohio Valley. Potential bad severe setup through the Ohio Valley. Perks of having an account on both platforms. I can pop over and check if you need. Yeah, thanks, Leon. Yeah, guys, this looks rough. I need to talk to Matt about this. Is he on vacation yet? I think he's on vacation. I don't care. I'm going to bother him. This is noteworthy. That's a noteworthy setup. Yeah, so the Envious. Yes, that is a tornado outbreak setup. Doesn't mean you're going to get a tornado outbreak, but when you get that type of setup, you start thinking about the possibility of a tornado outbreak because, let me go back there real quick. What causes our tornado outbreak? Well, when you get your mid-level jet, this is your main jet stream that we talk about is your mid-level, 500 millibar. You have upper-level, mid-level winds ripping through the center of the country here. You got them coming in from the west. You got them coming in from the southwest. Okay? Right below it, at the same exact time, your low-level jet. Look at your low-level jet right below it. Now, where are these winds coming from? Southerly. So you've got strong westerlies, strong southerlies. This is rotation right here. And when you have these bright pinks, these bright reds, this is very high velocity winds, strong winds. The stronger these winds are, look at this. They're pulling in moisture. They're pulling in moisture very far north and all over the central U.S. They're pulling that moisture in. Moist air is extremely buoyant. It's easy to get a lot of thunderstorms forming when you have a very moist atmosphere. So you're gonna have a moist atmosphere, a lot of moisture to condense and release that heat in the upper atmosphere to fuel these storms, and then you've got that twistiness happen from your mid-level winds, your lower-level winds. You've got that spin happening. It's just a really, really good setup for a tornado outbreak. You can have things like your cap and forcing issues. Where your dry line, potentially your lower and mid-level jet, your instability isn't all there in the right spot at the right time, so your updrafts don't push through a warm section of air that's sitting above your heads, and then maybe some areas don't get thunderstorms, even though it's a perfect setup for them. But in general, when you see something like this on the low level, mid-level, you go, okay, well, we're going to have to consider potentially a very, very big 1 to 3 days of bad weather, potentially tornado outbreak type weather. Yeah, hurricanes. Yeah, we just talked about that. I'll show you one more time though. You see this puppy down here? Right here, spinning. This is projected. The NHC National Hurricane Center is giving this a 100% chance to become our first tropical cyclone. Here it is, 100% from the NHC. Satellite imagery shows showers and thunderstorms are becoming better organized around an area of low pressure located several hundred miles south of the coast of southern Mexico. However, the system still appears to lack a well-defined center of circulation. Environmental conditions remain favorable for further development. A tropical depression or tropical storm is expected to form later today or tonight. We could have a tropical storm as the low moves generally west-northwestward at around 10 miles per hour. So we could have a tropical storm tonight, and our hurricane season doesn't start yet. It starts June 1st, but they start, I think, June 15th or May 15th out here. So, I think it's like May 15. Oops. I think what? June 1st? Someone tell me if I'm right. May 15th. Just because these waters are a little bit warmer first. They're a little bit more primed. When does tornado season end? I would say roughly the end of June. You get a pretty steep downtrend in possible tornadic occurrences. So about a month left in that. But this next month we're going to be in hurricane season and tornado season. No, I'm half joking. Well, we are, but depends. Some people get excited about that. Some people really don't like it at all. How will the drive be? Tampa to Northwest Illinois Tuesday and Wednesday? No promises, but it's not looking fantastic yet. Yes. So someone said, I think hurricane season will be bad. Waters are already 90. Yeah, let's take a look at the waters. Here, ocean analysis. Sea surface temperatures. Western Atlantic. There you go. Here's the water temperatures. Can someone in chat tell me, because this pink here is 30 degrees. Okay. So we've got 30 degrees Celsius water here. We've got 30 degrees Celsius water here. We've got 29 here. I think 29 degrees Celsius is about 86 degrees Fahrenheit. 30 is about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, yeah. These waters, you can get tropical development in 74
A
degree
new
water.
flash flood warning has been issued.
Typically, you want 80 degrees plus. In a low shear, moist environment, you can get 74 plus. But yeah, all of this water is primed. All this water's primed. It's ready to go. We have a lot of shear coming across the Gulf, and well, not really the Caribbean, just the Gulf right now, and then out here. But the Caribbean's really, really looking nice. Caribbean, you got waters in here too that are over 90 degrees right off to the south of northwestern Cuba here. These waters are 90 plus degrees. It's a hot tub, guys. I use Radar Omega. I use Pivotal Weather. I use all sorts of different things. I use WeatherWise. Do we have another warning or anything? No, we're good. I'm just going to stay on this one severe thunderstorm warning we have. It's not nothing major. Peak wind gusts 65 to 80 miles per hour. Peak hail possibly up to 2.5 inches. That's pretty big. There's nothing out here. I can't even find a town. But it's moving out to the south. It's moving just southeast of Colorado Springs. So if you know anyone, just move through Ellicott. Ellicott. Right. But yeah, these waters are primed. What waters are not primed are. Where's our tropical? Tropical Atlantic. These are cold. Our hurricane season is gonna start closer to home. I mean, these waters are all fine. You can get tropical development in this region, but not in this region where these waves are coming off. This will warm up quickly though, over the next month, likely. We're expected to have an extra wet monsoon season. And one other thing that is expected, and I talked about this the other day, this is really important, guys, for our hurricane season. You'll find this maybe interesting. I find it interesting. So here's the thing. What I really care about more than water temperature, more than anything, Enzo cycle, there's one other thing that because I love hurricane season. This is my jam. There's one other thing that I think is the most important thing, the most important factor that controls whether we're going to have a lot of landfalling hurricanes or not. Does anyone know? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Oh no, because I kind of gave it away now. What? Well, yeah, I already said two things. What is? This is in my opinion. I don't know how to word this. Okay, let's go to... Hold up, guys. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Let's go. All right, everyone, vote. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Go. Go. Vote in the poll. No one's voted yet. It's been 20 seconds. Is it not working? Oh, no, it's working. People are voting now. It should be like at the bottom of your screen or something. It's on the screen. People are voting. We've got to vote for... Okay, people have picked every single thing. Now, this is in my opinion, okay? Specifically, guys, we're talking about what... Well, yeah, just answer. I mean, there's really actually no wrong answer here because all of these are important. Like, every single one of these is important. Every single one of these can make or break a hurricane season. So, I will say that no one's actually wrong. Like, so don't feel bad. Like, no one's actually wrong. Like, every single one of these is important. Yeah, top left for the poll. Top left for the poll. Yeah. I'm going to stop it soon. There's like a minute and 50 seconds left, but I'm going to stop it soon. Grim Reaper. Yeah. All right, ready? I'm going to give it 20 more seconds. I'm giving it 20 more seconds in the poll. Top left, poll. Now, it only let me write so many words in the question. I could only put 5 words, but so. Okay. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to stop. So, most of you said ocean temperatures. Now, with how the question was worded, I'd say yes. Hurricane season, most important factor. Here's my general thought process with that, though. Like, when are the ocean temperatures not steaming in the Caribbean or Gulf over hurricane season? I can't remember the last time they weren't above 90. Like 20 years? Yes, very important. Wind shear is extremely important. If there's too much wind shear, you're not going to get any development, and it's going to tear apart storms moving through the Gulf and Caribbean. That goes hand in hand with Enzo cycle. If you're in an El Nino, you're typically going to get storms torn apart. African monsoon season, we're expected to have an above average African monsoon season. That means more tropical waves coming off the West African coast. Yes, important factor. What I worded this wrong because I could only type so many words. What I wanted to word this as was what factor is most important in creating the most land falling hurricanes? That would be the placement of the Bermuda High. But I couldn't type that many words. So yeah, you're all technically right. But I would say then water temperature. But they're all important. Our Bermuda High is supposed to be located out here in the beginning of the season.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
Out here. Now, just imagine a big area of high pressure with winds spinning clockwise around it like this. Storms float off. They're like, la, 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 la. And then the high pressure tugs on them, and they just go up here, and they don't bother anyone. That's great. We love that. But mid-hurricane season, at least, it's projected that the high is going to meander over here. And now here's what we have. Okay? So now...
a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So now you have your tropical... In an active African monsoon season, at least what's projected to be active, your storms are like, la, 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 la. Okay, I'm going to go north now. And then they get blocked. And they get blocked. And then they go and hit Florida. No, and then they typically are instead going to take more tracks like this. So Bermuda High placement can absolutely steer 20 hurricanes, 20 cyclones away from the U.S. or just throw them all into the eastern U.S. 2004 to 2007 is a great example. We were in Enzo neutral to weak La Nina, and our Bermuda High was just sitting right off the coast, right off the east coast of the U.S. Riley, talk to me. You're on stream. Don't say anything out of pocket.
Oh, no. All I'm going to say is Panthers are easily winning tonight. Our 3 starters who were out last game are all in now. So
Beautiful. Remember I told you I wanted us to lose game 4 so we can win game 5 at home? At their home.
I said 2 last time we swept them in the conference.
Yeah. Also, I'm tired of seeing all the stuff about like McDavid and like he said we were gonna be back and we're gonna get revenge. Ugh. I actually hope it's the Oilers now. We beat them again.
It is. They're up 3-1.
Canada can't win a Stanley Cup. Canada's not a hockey country. Florida's a hockey country. I know it's a state, but it's still a hockey country.
It's honestly the state of hockey.
It's the state of hockey. Okay, I'll call you back later. Bye. But yeah, guys, we're supposed to have an active monsoon season, a Bermuda High that shifts over here, close to record warm temperatures in an Enzo neutral. So, yeah, expect it to be above average. Atmospheric X. Kyle. Atmospheric X. Nice job, Casey. Can I show the weather in Texas? Sure.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
We are getting some severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, look at that. Just out to the north of Richland Springs, out to the northwest of San Saba? Who knows, guys? Who knows? Only the people who live there know how to pronounce that. San Saba? Yeah, strong thunderstorm up there. Let's look at our velocities. A little bit of low-level shear, a little bit of rotation potentially up in that, but no tornadoes on the ground right now. At least it doesn't look like it. Decent-sized hail core there, moving off to the east-southeast. Yeah, you guys out there in North Carolina should be pretty nice. You guys, not much going on out there. GFS showed a storm moving into the Gulf on June 10th to June 11th. Yeah, Kyle, the GFS is going to keep showing. The GFS showed like a Cat 3 making landfall in New Orleans 3 runs ago. Like, it's just going to do that when it's really far out. Don't trust anything over 200 hours. I'll show you what the latest GFS is showing. People are going to post it for clicks and content. I mean, sometimes I'll post about it and be like, hey, the GFS is showing this, we'll watch it. But I'll always say, like, large grain of salt, probably not going to happen if I do talk about it. The GFS was pretty good last year at detecting storms almost 200 hours out, but anything after that's pretty wild. But yeah, here, the latest
A new
GFS.
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let's look at the latest GFS. Regions. Western. Where am I? Western Atlantic. Here's the latest GFS. Nothing. Now, there's two things that are interesting, though. This pocket of convection is interesting. So is this. Does this cross? Does this float up here? We have a high pressure here. I'm assuming there's not a ton of wind shear through this region because we have a high pressure there. But there could be. So you do get a low forming down there. But still not showing much. And then this energy transfers off into the northeast. You could get tropical development out of this. Potentially. That's around June 8th, June 9th. But nothing to like freak out about right now. It's not looking great. And then you get another pretty strong looking tropical wave here later on in the model run. June 12th. We're really out in La La Land. But yeah, Euro's not really seeing any of this. This would be a super impressive storm, though, that one down there. Look at that, 955. That'd be like a Cat 3 off the coast of southern Mexico. If that were to happen. I've been into severe storms for a year, but learned nothing about hurricanes. Oh, I'll talk about hurricanes all day. You know, a lot of people don't understand how hurricanes work. You know, hurricanes are actually massive high pressure systems for the most part. When you have a hurricane, so you have a big hurricane like this, you have a low pressure, but it's just right. The center is the low. That's where all the moisture is coming out. Okay, so imagine this. Here's your eye. The center is pulling up all of that moisture, right? But up here, you have divergence at the top. So air is rapidly moving away from the eye up here. So this moisture down at the bottom has to come up and replace it. Once it replaces it, it releases that heat, and you get all of that energy pushed out to the outer rims of the storm. So a hurricane is really just a massive high pressure with a low pressure in the center. And that's why they become like self-sufficient storms. If they're just tracking through warm water and there's no shear, these things will just charge up and they won't stop. Yeah. All it takes is one active hurricane season to get it. Can we see the risk zone for Friday? SPC mentioned a few tornadoes possible and confidence is growing. Yeah. Guys, I think we can look at that. Let me look at something first here. We'll look at that. We need to look at this though. Hold up. We need to look at this. Okay, so they're not jumping on it yet, but I promise you, day 7, day 8, June 3rd, June 4th. Those are the dates I'm talking about where we could potentially have a big tornado outbreak. The Euro and GFS see a really nice setup for a very, very severe event. It's pretty far out though, but it does. Look at Friday. They've got a slight there. Let's go to SPC.
New information. This considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Yeah, they've got a slight here. Who knows? Could we go enhanced? Possibly. Out here near the coast. My wife went to Minnesota. So I'm a big Gophers fan. We've been to, I don't know how many Gophers games. 4 or 5 Gophers. I've been to 4 or 5 Gophers games with her. I've been around the campus a few times. She's a diehard Gophers fan. All Gopher sports. She actually has a degree in sports management, so she's like loves sports and loves the Gophers. So we got a lot of Gophers stuff around here. But I went to Florida State. Go Noles. I was there when we won the national championship. 1 second, guys. I'm sweating. I need to turn the air back on in here. And then we're gonna talk about Friday. I want one of those gaming chairs. You know what I mean? I want one of those gaming chairs. Can Killeen, Texas get hail or tornado tonight? Well, it's not impossible. You're in a risk zone. First, let me go over this real quick. Well, okay. Here, we can get into that. Because I'll look at the Friday risk in our models here. Let's take a look at our Rufus. Even though our Rufus sees crazy things.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
All right. Here is our Rufus. Let's look at Friday real quick, and then we'll look at Clean Texas. Yeah, I mean, nice little low spinning off here. Tail. This is going to be... There's going to be a tornado threat. Kind of a discrete setup slightly as well. Yeah, you could get... We're going to have a risk. We're going to have a Tor risk zone out here for sure. I don't know. Based on that look, I don't think we go enhanced. Let me look at the NAM 3K. For Friday. NAM 3K looks pretty nice too. All things considered. Some supercells. Interesting. I don't think this is going to be enhanced. Well, you could get a small section enhanced. If you did, it'd probably be through here. Clip that. I'm just kidding. Okay, so... HRRR real quick. Let's go back over to Texas. Someone asked about that. You guys do have some bad weather out to your west.
New
right now,
information. This flash flood warning has been updated.
One second, guys. Where was I? Here we go. Here's the latest HRRR. I mean, has like one thunderstorm, which is the one that's already developed. You know, one or two severe storms. That's what the latest HRRR is seeing. But isolate itself with the sky to itself can be pretty damaging. So this is what we're watching right now, which is moving towards clean, actually. So I would actually watch this closely. This is like a situation that you could get a strong tornado out of, just having the sky to itself, the movement. I mean, yeah, you know, let me look at this. So golf ball size hail, considerable damage threat, 60+ mile per hour winds. You've got a hook and an inflow right here. This is probably going to go Tor possible or radar indicated tornado, I think. Speak of the devil. This is going to go Tor possible, I think. When you get strong updrafts like that, when you get, guys, I always say it, large hail, you start getting over 1.5 inch hail, you're typically looking at a possible tornado because updrafts are strong enough. We know that there's enough low level shear. You can just tell by going to our base velocity. So we'll keep an eye on that. This one up here to the north too, moving towards Hamilton. Still pretty far though, clean. I mean, like, this is far. Look at this, 70 miles. How fast is this thing moving? I'm gonna guess 25. Oh! It's moving 25 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. I'm like the thunderstorm whisperer. All right. Let's see how far it is from Killeen. 25 miles. Killeen. Is that I'm probably saying that wrong. 171 minutes. Okay, so set your timer for 171 minutes and then go in your basement. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. It's got a really weird motion. I think you're going to be okay, but let's just keep an eye on it. Low level shear. Is that, wait, what, is that a question? Fun and wild? I'm confused. Are you able to see any predictions around the 5th or 6th? Yeah, we can. We can take a look at that in a second. They're not going to be too great being that far out, but sometimes they can be somewhat accurate. Laddie, what's going on? I appreciate you. When are the storms starting in Oklahoma? Evening. Early evening. Likely. I mean, you've already got some stuff going on up there. But the biggest severe threat looks to be moving in early evening. So you already got some storms up here, but I think your more severe stuff's going to be a little bit later. Northwest Oklahoma does get a little spicy. I'll show you the latest in a second here. Well, oh no, but I said there was low level shear, and then he asked. There is, yeah. Just look at our base velocity.
A new severe
surface,
thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Directions. Nice little shear in here too. This is the one I was just talking about, and they just went and severe thunderstorm warned it, and you got $0.50 size hail. This is Radar Omega that I'm using right now. Yeah, we can look at the latest HRRR. Here's the latest HRRR. All right, look at that. We get into boom, boom, boom. Ooh, right about 5 p.m. Central, and then you just get an explosion of storms up there. See that, guys? 5, 6, 7, 8. So evening stuff gets a little bit spicier up there. We can take a look at our mesoscale analysis too. Actually, let's do it over here. So, violent tornado parameter. Notice anything? Notice anything, chat? Notice anything suspect about our violent tornado parameter? I'll give you a hint. Yeah, there and there. This is pretty interesting though. Southeastern, central to southeastern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, the panhandle of Oklahoma, potentially even up there, northeastern New Mexico, and the northern panhandle of Texas. We got a pretty steep it's going to be your tornado chances are looking I mean, the chances of tornadoes not looking too high, but you could get a strong one. That's your VTP, violent tornado parameter. Let me go to fixed layer tornado. Same thing up there. You've got over a 2.0 SIGTOR. There you go.
Warning, a new special marine warning has been
Let's
issued.
look at our surface helicity. Good helicity up there. Or at least good enough. Over 200. Let's look at, yeah, good shear. Surface cape. 4,000 surface cape up there. Yeah, guys, it's really looking like if I'm a betting man. What the heck? What happened? What happened to my pen? Why did my pen get so small, guys? What did I do? Hold up. Oh, there. Oh, what? Fixed. If I'm a betting man, that's where I'm looking at. Oh my gosh, that scared me. My life flashed before my eyes. So yeah, based on that, right here looks at least right now with the details with what's going on, what's currently in the atmosphere right there, looks to be. Oops. Wait, it detected that the live didn't appear on your screen for the past 2 minutes. What? Yes, it is. Right here looks to be a little bit of a concerning area tonight. Oh my gosh. That's funny, KJ. I'm under the bottom of your circle. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna I mean, we need to watch this box in general. Well, we need to watch the whole thing. 5% out here too. My money's in that box right there, but you're in a 2 to 5% tour out here. You can get them anywhere, guys. It looks like the most volatile is in here, but again, we see tornadoes outside of. You got the risk zone is correct where we could see spin ups. You're saying it right. Okay, good. Leanne's always checking me. I'm guessing you're talking about Colleen. Right on the edge of the box. I live in that box. Eek. Kenzie, get out of there. We're in the center of it. Oh, yeah. Someone in here was in Guyman. Is that how you call it? Let's say it Guyman. Yeah, that's definitely an area we need to watch. Ulysses, Hugoton, Boise City, Goodwell. What is it? Tyrone, Beaver, Springfield, Elkhart for sure. Definitely need to watch. Give me 1 second, chat. Please tell me something about Midland, Texas, Odessa. Honestly, Texas threat is downtrending a lot right now. But yeah, and you guys, there's nothing out there right now. We're not expecting too much out there either. These might be our only 2 cells down here in Texas. The HRRR isn't really seeing much more. Maybe we get some of this to develop. But these are definitely both, in my opinion, Tor possible with what we were just looking at them. 1 second, guys. Hallelujah. Definitely saying that wrong. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, is that what you were? Is that a city, or are you just saying that? Oh, look, Hallelujah Hills. Yeah, because I get nervous when Reed is in our area. Is that where he is? Where is Reed right now? Let's take a look and see where Reed is. Oh, he's not live yet. No surprise. Kansas. Okay, I think he's going to be southwestern Kansas. Western, southwestern Kansas. Stephenville, Texas, 5'7". Sure, we can take a look at that. Guys, I don't know. You know, we don't really have technology that's good enough to know if there's going to be bad weather somewhere like a week and a half to 2 weeks away. I wish we did, but we can take a look at what models think. Let me actually put this down here on these storms because these are looking a little spicy. So if I go to Euro, here's what's going on our latest Euro. Oops. These storms move out. We get a nice little clearing. Nice little ridge of high pressure. Look at this. Taken over the country. Watch this. Whoa. Oh, yeah. But that's going to go away quickly. So out towards the 5th and the 7th. Yeah, this is like La La Land. Models don't really know what's going to happen. But I will say, the 5th, the Euro and GFS are signaling potentially a bad severe weather outbreak. Mississippi, Tennessee, up through the Ohio Valley. Both of them kind of see that. There's a lot of severe weather going on there on these models at that time frame. For Texas specifically, yeah, for you guys too. Yeah, he's going live around 4. Yeah, he is. Yeah, it says 4. Yep. Thanks, Leanne. He was by Syracuse? Yeah, it says in his thing, Kansas, but he's probably starting in Kansas and following the threat. So he's probably starting somewhere like up here, honestly, and then following it as it moves down like this. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this area in particular looks spicy. Where is Syracuse out here? I know there's a lot of different Syracuses. Is there Syracuse, Kansas? Oh, there is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would make sense. And follow it south, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
Slow stream today. The UMN Sports Management program is in the same school I just graduated from, School of Kinesiology. I don't even know how to pronounce that. My wife went to Minnesota. She went and got her sports management master's at Georgetown. You know, the one in DC. Season 4, I think. Fuck, correct. We have all sorts of jerseys and signed sports memorabilia in our house. People are always like, Connor, this is so cool. It's all yours. I'm like, no, it's literally all my wife's. All the signed footballs and whatever, hockey and basketball and all this stuff. I'm like, no, none of it's mine. Yeah, it's frustrating. I can't even, when I try to talk to her about like NFL or college football, she'll correct me on things all the time, and I just feel like less of a man. She's like, that's not the rule, or that's the college rule, or this or that. I'm like, oh my, that's right. You got a master's in this. I just watch it. I just lose money betting on it. We're not the same. All right, when I hit an hour, I'm getting off stream because I'm going to be on stream later. Promise. I was going to be on stream last night, but I didn't get on stream. I will be on stream later as this threat develops potentially. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions, even about hurricane season or anything, I'll take a couple more questions. But again, we are expecting. Actually, let me show you this, guys. We are expecting. This bad boy down here to be our first tropical depression or tropical storm very shortly. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. That's what they're saying. See, there's the Gulf. There's Florida up there. Maybe tonight. There's that spin. Let me put it on the 12-hour loop so you can see it better. Yep. You can see the spin in it. Starting to get that convection bubble starting to pop up. Not too much shear, really. A little bit of shear up to the northwest. Very warm waters. But, yep. The NHC, National Hurricane Center, has given it a 100% chance of development. Likely within the next 24 hours.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning.
And then about a week later, the GFS sees like a Cat 3 moving up the coast down here, too. But that's farther out. We don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, in the Pacific... We got to keep our eyes on these, though. Sometimes they do like to cross over Mexico into the Gulf. This one doesn't look like it's going to do that. This one does not look like it's going to do it. A lot of times they get torn apart and have to reform anyways in the Gulf. But this storm looks like it's going to move off to the north and make landfall potentially up there somewhere near western central Mexico. Read is live now. Perfect timing. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Appreciate just you being in here. Viewing, anyone who gifted, anyone who followed. Thank you to my 10 new followers. I will be streaming later. I post every day, and I stream every single day typically as well. But everyone have a great day. I'll be back on later to try to cover some of this severe weather. See you guys.